Hello, welcome to Made to Heal with Angela Brown. So, I'm going to talk about making changes in our lives and when to do it. And before I get into that, I'm going to invite you to check out the link in the comments below for my book called You Are Made to Heal Spiritually, Emotionally, Mentally, and Physically. Um, it is about my journey of going from suffering from depression and suicidal thoughts and anger and resentment and childhood trauma for 30 plus years. And after I hit rock bottom in the fall of 2015, I am now going on 10 years of not having depression or suicidal thoughts. And it has been miraculous for me. And I just share what I've been doing on my healing journey to help inspire others and help them in their healing journey. And if this would be for you or a relative or a friend, whatever, just I appreciate the shout out and the share of my book getting out because it was written for all teens and adults in mind. And because I suffered with depression in my teens and throughout my adulthood. So, anyway, check that out. Now, what I wanted to talk about is change when we know when the right time to change is. Make changes. Whether these changes are spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. Well, when you're feeling a disconnect in some sort, a disconnect spiritually, if you're just not feeling that connection with God, if you feel like you don't have a special relationship with God, that's a sign for a change to take place, if that's something that you value and would like in your life. Also, if your physical health, if you're having problems, if you're having conditions like rashes or headaches, or if you're having bloating issues, stomach issues, or whatever it is that you might be dealing with, that's a good time for change. Anytime is a good time for change. And here's the deal. We're right in the middle of the holidays, and I I have to eat a particular way for my body. I was born with a weak constitution, and I have to eat a certain way if I want to feel good. If I want a certain result, if I want to feel good, then I need to put in the work. And I haven't been doing that for the last, it's probably been a little over a year. I have not been doing that whatsoever. I've just been, no, it's probably been more like a year and a half. It's been a while. And so my body is paying for it. And we're right in the middle of the holidays, right? We just had Thanksgiving and Christmas is coming up. And a lot of the times I'm like, you know what? Well, I'll change my eating habits once I have um, I'll change my eating habits once I have my, this holiday's over, or, I'm going to do this. And I found myself doing it last night. Like, okay, I know what my body needs to do, but oh my gosh, there's banana cream pie in the fridge and I'm not going to let it go untouched. I'm going to have me a piece with the rest of the family. So, whatever I did, but now I have made a commitment to make a change to do what my body needs. And so it's so important that we do intuitive eating. I don't like going around telling people how to eat or how not to eat, because it's pretty self explanatory. Our bodies talk to us all the time. Our bodies let us know if we are getting the right nutrition, the right kinds of foods in our body or not. Now, how do we know? It's pay attention to how you're feeling. Are you getting bloated? Are you having stomach issues? Are you having headaches? Or what's going on after you eat a meal? Do you feel fantastic? Then that's your body having that communication. So I have decided to be a raw fruitarian. Well, fruits and vegetables, nuts, seeds, sprouts. That is what I'm going to stick to. That is what my body thrives on. I I did this diet for a year and a half in my mid 40s, and I felt so good in my mid 40s, so much better than I did in my early 30s. So it's so important. I can't say that about my 20s because in my 20s I ate a really healthy, pretty healthy diet. And so I felt so fantastic. So I'm just letting you know that we can make changes for our body by having that intuitive listening to how our body responds after meals. If you're feeling like crap, start eliminating stuff. The top the top two things I would definitely say for people to eliminate. Well, actually three, but top two is dairy and sugar. Dairy has a lot of sugar, and sugar, it's just when we have dairy and sugar, it creates fat. It's not good if you're trying to lose weight. Obviously, that's not my issue right now. I mean, I have put on more weight, but I am more of feeling good. I don't think we should focus on the number of pounds that we weigh. We need to focus on how are we feeling. And when we are feeling good, eating the good foods that our body needs and having wholesome stuff, then we are going to perform so much better. So I was saying something and I forgot. And that's another thing. This is why I'm switching over to this diet, because I have such bad brain fog. I can't remember a whole lot of stuff. And it's because I have brain fog and my phone is falling over. And okay. And it looked like my screen was going dark, but it's not. So that's another thing. If you're getting a lot of brain fog, take the sugar out. So dairy, if you find that you're clearing your throat a lot, you have frogs in your throat and you're constantly doing that, that just means you have excess mucus in your body. And so going off of dairy will get rid of that, but it takes a while. You got to give it a good 3 to 6 weeks to be like, oh my gosh, this is going away. So, so dairy and sugar are the two number ones to eliminate. And then meat. So if somebody said to me that they were diagnosed with cancer, I would take dairy, sugar, and meat out of your diet, because that's what feeds the cancer. So I would completely eliminate that and go on a plant-based diet to get healthy again. So it's so important that we feed our bodies good food. And you know, I have decided not to eat anything cooked for, I hope, the rest of my life. But the last time I did this, it only lasted a year and a half. So making changes is important. And if you're listening to your body, God within, knowing how you need to eat, then you're going to do just fine. Some people can handle the meat, the dairy, whatever. There's a lot of people, they say 85% of the population is allergic to dairy, and a lot of people just don't know they're allergic to dairy, but they are. So I was born with, well, I was diagnosed at a year and a half with cystic fibrosis, which is a disease. And with that, cystic fibrosis people create more mucus than the average person, like a lot more mucus. And so I just naturally have more mucus. And so if I'm having dairy, which I have been for the last couple years, I'm paying, year and a half, 2 years, I'm paying for it. It's made me sick. It gives me sore throats. It gives me more congestion and just a lot more mucus. And so by me switching over to this fruitarian diet, I'm going to be able to clear all of that out of my system and feel a lot healthier. So follow me on my journey. I will be talking about it here and there. I don't want to make food the subject all the time, but maybe every weekly or whatever, I'll talk about how this journey is going, because it's important. If we are not feeling good physically, then it's really hard to heal spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. Because we are thinking, when we're not feeling good physically, we are thinking on that ailment and we just can't let it go. And that's what our main focus is how crummy we feel all the time. But if we could just focus on, hey, I'm feeding my body properly, I'm feeling really good. Now I can focus on healing spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. And then when we can get all of that, it comes into healing altogether. And food is addictive. Sugar is addictive. And I listened to a lady, I think her last name's Johnson. Her name is Laura Johnson, and she too is a fruitarian. And she happens to have the same faith that I do. She belongs to the same faith that I do. And she had said that she had prayed to God to help him eliminate the addictions from her life. Food is addicting. Sugar is addictive. They create foods, your chips and your boxes of crackers and your snack foods that you find in the middle of the store on those aisles. They are all addicting foods. They purposely put chemicals and different things so that you will keep reaching and eating, and it's just addictive. So it's important to recognize that we all have addictions in some form or fashion. All food is addicting, like cooked foods and chips and snacky foods. They've made our foods to be addictive. So she asked God to help take her addictions away. And so that's something that we can include in our journey on changing and for better health. It's in the middle of the holidays, and I'm like, you know what? I could wait until, I know we just had Thanksgiving, and I could wait until after Christmas or the New Year's. But you know what? There's always something that's going to come up. After that, then it's going to be Valentine's. Well, after that, it's going to be Easter. And after that, it's going to be Mother's Day or whatever. There's never going to be a good time to change your diet, to change your eating habits. So just make the change now. Make the change now as your body is telling you. Eliminate things to have better health. So God bless. Please like and subscribe to my channel and share it with others. And until next time, we'll be talking to you later. Bye.